Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel, and a welcome back from me for me, because I've been away a little while. I've actually not been too well, as some of you know, and I've had a couple of operations, and I'm back in the world of the living. Today we're off to do some lap attack for the latest round of the 2-week lap attack challenge. We've just gone in and bought ourselves a C7 ZR1 Corvette. I haven't actually bought many Corvettes in the game, so that's the first time I went and bought one. I haven't bought their garage, and it's a beauty, this one, in a bumblebee yellow. It's a bopped test, this one, as we get every fortnight. So the last week's was a Formula 1 car around Suzuka. This one's around Watkins, Glen. It's bopped, as I say, so it's 754 bhp. It's got a 6-litre displacement, and it's 1615 kilos. Be a bit of a beaut, this one. The default wing on the back, I'm going to nip down to the auto tune shop and put the big wing on the back of there. I'm going to put the front splitter on, and I'm going to put the racing rear valance on. Those brakes look a bit ugly, don't they? That black carbon brake disc looks pretty vile. Don't know if that's a real thing, but there we are. So here we are, off to Watkins Glen. As we come to this, I've actually put in about 100 miles so far and got myself down to a 1538. And that was with just traction control 1, default everything, default ABS, everything else off, standard settings. We'll see that in a minute, but you can see the top times are 1:14.339 with a target of, the target for gold is a 1:14.339, and we're about a second, 1.2 seconds off that, and we're in the top 4.44%, just inside the top 10,000. So it's quite a tight one, this. The car is very loose, back end wise, even with running traction control. There's the steering setup. You can see that I don't usually show that, but just for those of you that wonder what I'm running at. What we're going to do today is take you through the laps as we progress from a 1:15.380 to a time that beats the actual gold time as it is now. So 5 laps in, 6 laps in, we enter the 7th lap, braking just before the 400 as we enter that corner, and you can run out as long as you keep 2 wheels on the red and yellow. You're good at this circuit. Always 2 wheels on the red and yellow. And as we see as we go down here, as we develop the time, you'll start to work out the braking points and the points that you need to be at a certain speed and a certain gear change is what I noticed around this circuit. And also some of these shadows disappear with the change of climate. Coming into the old bus stop chicane. Don't actually know what it's called at this circuit, but bus stop works for me. This long right-hander has a number of lines through it, and you'll see I use a few of them. Got to stray not too far to the left here, keep 2 wheels on the red and yellow and you're all good. Braking just before the dotted line across the track, so you're actually braking on the dotted line. Use the tarmac on the right hand side to gauge it. Braking just before the sign on the left, just before the Armco changes colour. Clip the apex, use all the curb on the outside, and then run for the line. We get to the top of the hill, we're braking again for that corner. But that see us knock 0.06 off the time, and we are going to inch our way, I'm afraid. So we've got a potential time there of 1:15. Almost dead, and we've still got to find 0.07 seconds to actually get there, so we're still a second off. Just progressed just nearer 9,000 than 10,000. As we go through, I'm just going to move the traction control to 2, just to try and stabilise that back end. You can see we've got the big wing on and the front splitter and the rear valance. Around that corner, I didn't know whether it was second or third, that corner, that last one, but as I progressed through the game I got to settle onto third. So braking before the 400. If you brake on the 400 you can overshoot this corner. What we've got to get to do, and you start to notice it now with traction control 2, is the car turns into the corner much better with the traction control, but you still lose the back end with TC. What you don't do is lose the car completely. The back end just breaks free. So coming down to this chicane here, I like to brake on the shadow across the circuit, but as you can see, it disappears on occasion, so don't rely on it. It's roughly the 300 metre point. You can use more curb there, Jimbo, get it on. And we need to get the car turning round this corner. Need a faster line, no ghost as well, you'll notice, because it was first lap out after some adjustments. Back end lost it round that corner. But every time we do a lap, you know, we're going faster. So this is first time out on the TR2, traction control 2, TC2. First lap out, you'll notice that we're going to brake that time, probably by not a lot. That was better through that corner in third gear. Don't stray too far to the left there, folks. If you hit that grass, you're going to get a penalty. So we beat it by 0.006, 0.06. And not much to distinctly choose between the two. We're only making up a second, but for me it felt like a mile. There's probably 3 hours worth of footage condensed into 20 minutes here. The brake before the 400. Really got to get the car turning, get it onto those curves, and then get the power down early. You see the traction control getting cut in there to stop the acceleration. You guys that do this on no traction, you've got skills, I can honestly say it, props to you. Now there's a target for you. You've got to change into 5th before the car Armco on the right hand side runs out. Braking on the second sign, 300 as the shadow goes across the road. Almost clip that Armco on the right. Keep 2 wheels on the yellow all the time. Eat as much of that corner as you can. And if you get the line right across that second exit from that chicane, the back end of the car likes to move out and you get an early entry into this corner. As we see it, we're pushing hard. We're alongside the Ghost, which I've set to 0.4 ahead. So if we're anywhere in front of it, we're approximately half a second up. It's braking on that change of Armco. Feels slow through there in third gear, but I can assure you it's faster than a second. Aim for the line. Oh, we're just behind it, so we're going to just get inside of 115. So 114.906, absolute trooper. We put a few laps in there then, so we're now on to lap 8. This is going to be lap 9 that we're watching. Got a couple of penalties on this. I've had some good sessions. I've been doing 14-15 laps before breaking the time. You can see just how far the Ghost got over that corner then. Not tight enough into this corner. I believe we need to be putting the right hand tyre just about on that curb, and the same there up to 5th gear before that Armco runs out. We're a bit slow, and that's why the Ghost is so far ahead. But from this point we're seeing the lap, so we're going to beat the time. Braking on that shadow. Oh, probably into that corner, bit loose. Where do we make the time up on this Ghost here then? We took a slightly wider line with the Ghost. We've actually caught him through that corner, haven't we? Absolute beaut. Braking on that dashed line, braking before that dashed line across the circuit. Good entry into that corner. TC2's a winner at this one. Tempted to go to TC3. 114.6. So we took off just a quarter of a second with that one. Here we go again onto the same stint. Onto lap 11. We're going to do it on lap 12. 114.6 we have. So braking before the 400. You've got to stay left a bit, hang it out wide, aim to cut back in, try and get all 4 wheels onto that red and yellow. Definitely run the red and yellow down here and try and get in. We're going to try and get tighter to that apex. There we go, run it tighter. We're a bit slower than the Ghost, but we know that Ghost was quick in the second half of the lap. There we go, see that change up there right on the edge of the Armco? We did really well. We're just ahead of the Ghost from the last lap. Braking on that 300 board. Try and get across there. Here we go. Cut in nice and tight. Beautiful. I wonder how much tighter we can get through in there. So the car starts to turn into this corner with that TC2. It's working well. We're Bit slow there, but see if we can get a run out the corner. We know the Ghost is quick in this second half of the circuit, so if we can benchmark on that Ghost, looking for the braking point, which is the concrete on the right, so you're fully on the brakes by the dashed line. Oh, we're very tight here. I don't know how well we're going to do. Even though it was me that did it and I've edited the video, I still don't know. Keeping it tense. Running for the line, we're close. It says we're 1:33.1.2, so down to a 14.52. That's not bad for where we are. I'm not that great a driver, folks. I'm never going to be pushing for the win. I'm never going to be pushing for the top 10. But in terms of how I improve myself and how I get myself faster, this is what I'm trying to convey to you guys. So here we go, lap 15 of this stint, and we've been knocking the time down. You can see 1:15.1 and 1:14.7. Not vastly consistent, but we're pushing for time. We're just learning the track, learning how the TC reacts, learning how fast we've got to straighten the wheel. Just a little bit slower than the Ghost, but we're well up on the Ghost this time. Look at that. Braking on that shadow, clipping these apexes, getting 2 tyres at least across. I think we put all 4 tyres across the corner, to be honest. And if the much you can borrow, the better. I just wonder how much grass you can steal, if that's what I'm thinking. We're coming off that corner a little bit sideways, but the Ghost is pulling away. Again, we know he was quick, but we're showing signs of being quick here. Turn that car into that corner early, get your foot down. Look at the TC fighting you into this corner. This is the one where I've lost it so many times. Into that corner, run for the line. Oh, how much did we borrow? Did we take too much? A 1:14.412. That's pretty good for me. So we're round about a 10th off now. A 1:14.339, I think it was the time we had to beat. And look, there's the aggregate score. That's the fastest time we've got. A 1:14.227. That's we know we can do it now. We know it's within our reach. We've only got to make 2/10. Well, we've only got to make 10th, really. We're only 2/10 off our fastest time. So if we can put all those circuit stages together, those sectors 1, 2 and 3 with the fastest time possible, we're guaranteed a win by the looks of it. A win, a gold. That is a win for me. Some of you fancy, some of you believe a bronze and a silver a win. Good on you. If that's what your contribution to the game is and that's what's enough to keep you happy, that's what you need to do. So 1:14.412 is plus 3.1% into the top 4,000. So we've gained 5,000 places, almost 6,000 today. There we go again. We've done 4 laps. This will be the end of lap 5. And as we go into the end of lap 5, we're on to what looks like potentially a time that we could win. So braking before the 400. Hang it out left. Get all 4 wheels if you can onto that yellow and red. Keep 2 on the yellow and red. Try and cut into this corner. You see that lap of the car ahead of us? We could still got closer to that curb on the inside. Changing gear, trying to change gear before the end of that Armco on the right hand side. Looks like he's pulling away. We're up though on that sector time. We came through there nicely. Borrowed a little bit. The back end's gone round nicely. That started to make the corner. Just scrubbing off power as we get into that corner. It's too easy to run right and end out to go off the circuit on that left hand side into that corner when you try and carry the speed in. Braking point on the end of the concrete on the right hand side, just there. Into this corner, we've done well, but we've just lost a little bit coming out of that corner. Through the apex we were slow. Braking down the third. Pushing hard, we're a bit wide on that apex. But within touching distance, we're not going to get this by much. A 1:14.402. Sees us improve our time, just makes us into that. We only did 1 decent lap, just moves us into that top percentile. So a 1:14.086, we've actually improved that over 8 laps. So we're actually putting together faster times, which is demonstrated by the by the 1:14.402. There's nothing lost on me there, you know. But that's where we are, and this is where we're going. So I've been back into the tuning shop and I've put the big wing back on. We're in the top 4,000 plus 3.09%, and the top time hasn't changed. It's a 1:12.174. That's lightning quick. It's 3/4 of a second faster per sector than I am. That is immense. They must have found a quicker way through some of these obstacles. TC must have such a negative benefit. So as I said, I've gone back in. I've put the standard part back on the front. I've put the standard wing back on the rear. Just to prove that you can set the times without the customised parts on. And here we go, 1:14.402. We've only got to find 0.1 of a second and we're in. We've only got to find 0.007, I think. 0.07. Catching up on the Ghost as we came down there. We came through turn 1 pretty well. We're a bit wide through 2 as we go into 3. That's a smooth transition. Really get the power down. Looking to change gear before that third rail of Armco runs out. Try and keep with that Ghost. See where we go. Come over this apex, over that one. Try and keep 2 wheels on. We've run it wide, but 2 tyres in the dirt. But we're all right. We had 2 cars in the red and white, red and yellow. But we're ahead of the Ghost, big time at this point. Well done. Keep pushing. So we're on a time to beat this. But as we come to the end of this, folks, just want to say thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate you watching the channel. I appreciate your comments and your likes. It's kept me going through the times I've been ill, so thank you very much for sticking with it, and we'll start to see the content increasing as I get back to work and I start putting more time into the game. But with that, we come on flying with a 1:14.247, which sees us a 10th inside the target time, which I'm really happy with. It's around about 3 hours worth of work to get that time. And there we can see it, a 1:14.247. Still put 1/4 of a second off the best possible time we could get. And with that, folks, just like to reiterate, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you taking the time to support the channel. And we'll see you on the next one, folks. Take care.